can see the camaraderie. 144 Vietnam veterans are heading to the nation's capital today as for the honor flight. Now, this is the only honor flight this year that's for Vietnam veterans. It's typically for World War II veterans, but there's a special accommodation for this flight. And I've got a veteran right here, David. I'm going to thank you so much for your service. When did you actually serve in Vietnam?
I was there in 71, 72.
What's the feeling right now of you going ahead and seeing these people here and being able to meet other veterans?
I think it's very exciting to see others, meet others. There's a couple here I know, and there's a lot I don't. And it'll be great getting acquainted with them on the trip over there to Washington, D.C.
Now, you told me a little bit earlier that you guys are going to go visit the Vietnam Wall, and you've already been there at least once during the original accommodation, right?
Yes, I was there when it was dedicated back in 1982, and it was a real roller coaster ride. A lot of highs and a lot of lows. It was the Vietnam veterans themselves welcoming themselves home, but then it was also mourning those that we had lost in Vietnam, the over 58,000 that had not returned home. So it was celebrating their lives and mourning their loss, as well as celebrating our lives and welcoming each other home. The general public and that had not welcomed us home at that point in time, but since 9/11, a lot of that has changed. We've been welcomed. Everybody realizes just what sacrifices our soldiers and service members make to keep this country free.
What kind of welcome did you think you guys have coming in here today, just coming through the door to get in the hangar before you even got on the plane?
Well, I was an escort 3 years ago for my father, a World War II veteran. So I'm familiar with this. I mean, it's quite a celebration, recognizing the service and congratulating or welcoming him home and thanking for the service. So it's
well, I'm going to take a moment right now. I'm going to thank you for your service and for your father's service in the military, trying to keep America free. And you know what, people? They are looking for people to come on down here to Toledo Express Airport later on today. Between 7:30 and 9:30, that plane with 144 veterans is coming back. And, you know, as he said decades ago, they did not get a warm reception. Vietnam veterans came back to discouragement, to hatred from a lot of people. But you know what? You can change that. You can come on down to Toledo Express, give them a warm round of applause, give them a handshake. That's all they're looking for today is a nice, warm welcome home for all the sacrifices they have to keep this country free, to make sure the wings of liberty never lose a feather. Right here at Toledo Express Airport, many of these Vietnam veterans getting breakfast, getting a long day ahead of them. They are heading all the way to our nation's capital to visit the Vietnam Wall. But they're not going alone. They actually are going with some volunteers who are walking with them, making sure everything's fine. And this is one of their volunteers right here, Sergeant Holliker with the 180th Fighter Wing. What's it like to be able to be with Elmer, who you're walking with today?
It's really an honor. The 180th has a long tradition of supporting our local communities and those veterans in those communities. So for me, it's an honor to be able to honor him for a day for his service to our country.
So do you see some sort of reflection that this is the continuation of you guys helping each other throughout the time?
I think so. I'm looking forward to learning a lot about how it was back then and comparing stories from his day and our day. And
that seems to be like the big theme here. It's just everybody seems to be meeting new veterans and swapping stories and stuff.
Yes. I've been here a few times, and this is how it always goes, and the stories are amazing. The lessons learned in the short time here are amazing. So to be able to spend an entire day with a veteran is going to be amazing.
Sergeant Holliker, thank you for your volunteering today, and thank you for your service. Elmer, that goes double for you. Thank you for your service in Vietnam. They need your help today. If you'd like to go ahead and come on down to Toledo Express between 7:30 and 9:30 tonight. Give a nice big round of applause to these heroes that might not have got that decades ago when they came back from overseas fighting for our freedoms.